My faithful friend, in the city of Aspen, where snow-covered mountain peaks touched the sky, lived an ordinary young man named Jason. His tall stature and deep blue eyes made him noticeable amid the snowy streets. On this winter day, when the winds carried snowflake gloves, Jason woke up to the gentle sound of a blizzard outside his window. He steps outside bundled up in a warm hat and fluffy coat, the snow-covered roofs and garlands sparkling in the morning sun, creating an atmosphere of magic around. Jason loved this time of year when the whole city seemed immersed in enchanting magic. His noticeable companion was a dog named Shadow. Shadow's gray fur covered him like a warm blanket, and his affectionate eyes sparkled with loyalty. Shadow was always there, whether it was a cheerful walk or a peaceful evening by the fireplace. When Jason steps outside, Shadow playfully jumps around, leaving paw prints in the snow. Their interaction creates a picture of incredible harmony, as if nature itself enthusiastically approves of their friendship. The city of Aspen, enveloped in a sparkling blanket of snow, offers Jason plenty of opportunities to enjoy the beauty of nature and moments of serenity. This day seems to promise to be special, and Jason decides to savor every moment together with his faithful friend, Shadow. Jason gazes intently at the majestic mountains covered in a sparkling layer of snow. The winter sun casts playful glints on the crystalline white peaks, creating an impression of a fairy tale landscape. In these moments, he realizes how vast and unique the nature of his hometown, Aspen, is. Passing by homes adorned with lights, Jason enjoys the moment when the wind gently stirs the snow-covered tree branches. The air is permeated with freshness, and each breath is filled with the purity of a winter morning. Shadow, his loyal dog, runs ahead, engaging in a playful dance with the soft blanket of snow. His paws leave traces, emphasizing each step in this incredible dance with nature. Shadow's friendly barks remind them that they are not alone in this adventure. Jason makes a stop on a cozy bridge, offering a breathtaking view of the mountains and snow-covered valleys. In this moment, he feels complete harmony with nature, as if becoming a part of a grand winter symphony. Shadow, joyfully approaching, demonstrates his happiness by jumping around and nuzzling at Jason's feet. This mutual delight is captured in every gaze and movement, creating a unique atmosphere of joy and closeness. They continue their journey, immersing themselves in the magic of the winter day, relying on each other in this wonderful winter adventure. The snowfall intensifies as if nature decides to play its mysterious symphony, redecorating the city of Aspen with its magnificence. Dense, white snowflakes begin to fall slowly, creating a whirlwind around Jason and Shadow. Everything around transforms under the light and mysterious blanket, turning their surrounding world into a place lifted from reality. Jason, aware of the change in weather, feels the cold snowflakes melting on his face. The wind whispers winter mysteries, and the snow-covered streets transform into a mystical labyrinth. Shadow, realizing that something has changed, presses close to his owner, ready to follow his lead. Jason decides to head back home, and they navigate towards familiar paths. However, the snowfall complicates orientation, and the snow-covered streets lose their usual clarity. They become part of a natural labyrinth where white hills and drifts seem indistinguishable, and visibility decreases with every moment. Shadow, despite the cold, runs ahead, trying to feel the way. Ancient trees are covered with a layer of snow, like guardians watching over what unfolds. Jason feels the growing complexity around him, but his determination breaks through the snowy curtain. The weather seems to disrupt their plans, but instead of panicking, Jason and Shadow decide to embrace the challenge of winter and explore this unexpected path into the storm. In the heart of the snowstorm, Jason and Shadow try to navigate the snow-covered streets of Aspen. Snow whirls around them, creating a surreal landscape where even nearby buildings appear as ghostly images. In this white whirlwind, Jason loses his orientation. His footprints are erased by the blizzard, and every step becomes a challenging task. Shadow, also struggling in this snowy labyrinth, presses against Jason's legs, trying to stay close to not lose sight of his friend. The sense of isolation intensifies as the wind penetrates their clothes and snow covers them like a cold blanket. Jason tries to traverse through drifts, but sometimes he has to backtrack when the path turns out to be a dead end. In this blizzard, snow-covered houses and trees become indistinguishable contours, and the city transforms into a world of silence and whiteness. Shadow, despite his strength and endurance, follows Jason, his canine instincts helping to choose the most passable path. He becomes a reliable support in this snowy labyrinth, where visibility is limited, and every step is a challenge. The snowfall creates invisible walls surrounding them, and the storm becomes a challenge carried on the shoulders of Jason and his loyal dog Shadow, facing winter difficulties together. The snowfall seems to intensify with each passing minute, and Jason encounters difficulties that are hard to anticipate. Exhausted from the long journey through the snowy streets of Aspen, he begins to lose energy and feel his strength leaving him. The cold penetrates every cell of his body, making movement heavy and tiresome. Finally, Jason's strength gives out, and he falls into the snow. The freezing wind and snowstorm engulf him, covering his body with a white blanket. The snow, like a cold guardian, absorbs his tired body. Shadow, the faithful dog, reacts instantly. He approaches Jason, his gray eyes expressing concern and loyalty. The dog starts licking his owner's face, leaving a warm trail in the cold, snowy crystals. Shadow's barks echo in the snowstorm, as if calling for help. Not receiving a response, Shadow settles next to Jason, trying to create a makeshift shelter from the storm. The dog presses against him, as if warning against the winter sleep that threatens to engulf the man. Shadow continues to bark. His loyalty and concern fill the stormy air. This moment is filled with tension, where even nature itself seems to pause, waiting to see what will happen next in this snowy labyrinth. In this winter storm, where Jason lies lifeless, Shadow becomes not only a faithful friend, but also a salvation from the cold and loneliness. Despite the harsh frost and snowstorm, the dog takes on the role of a source of warmth and comfort for his owner in a moment when Jason finds himself defenseless against the elements. The gray fur of the dog acts like a magnet, attracting warmth, and in this moment, Shadow becomes not only a friend, but a reliable ally in the struggle against cold and despair. Scenes of the dog caressing Jason with his snout and cuddling up to him paint a picture of true loyalty and devotion. In Shadow's eyes, not only worry, but also determination to stay with his owner, even in the most difficult moments, is evident. Though the snow continues to fall and the wind howls through the night, Shadow stands by Jason, as if declaring that despite the elements, he remains a loyal friend and protector. Scenes of the dog expressing loyalty in the midst of a silent battle with winter's chill become a vivid example of the strength that can exist in faithful friendship, even in the harshest conditions. Shadow continues to be a reliable source of warmth in this icy labyrinth. In the depth of the storm, where the blizzard shows no mercy, the dog stoically stands beside Jason, preserving loyalty and devotion. Time slowly stretches, but in every moment of this struggle, Shadow continues to be that invaluable salvation. The snow keeps falling, but the gray figure of Shadow against the storm looks like an unwavering guardian. The dog bears the responsibility for maintaining warmth and safety for his owner, being the sole source of comfort in this cold isolation. In this snow-covered mysterious world where time seems to have slowed its pace, Shadow becomes not only a guardian but also a companion, creating a haven of comfort with his presence. His eyes shine with loyalty, and the affectionate movements of his snout become the only language of love and care. Though Jason, unconscious, feels the warmth and loyalty of his faithful friend. In this challenging situation, when nature tests their strength, Shadow continues to be not only a rescue from the cold, but also a symbol that even in the darkest moments, friendship and loyalty can overcome the harshest trials. The storm continues its merciless game, But in this silent battle between nature and man and dog, something changes. Jason, lying in the snow, slowly begins to regain consciousness. Awareness returns to him, as if a warm sunbeam penetrates through the dense curtain of snowfall. The first thing he feels is warmth, and despite the storm around, he realizes that Shadow is still nearby. The loyal dog bears the burden of responsibility for preserving the warmth and life of his owner. The affectionate movements of the dog, his snout pressed against Jason, seem to say, "You're safe, I'm here." Jason's consciousness slowly revives, and he sees how Shadow attentively watches over him. The dog's gaze is full of joy and relief, as if the dog itself realizes that his owner has returned to life. Their interaction in this moment becomes not only a symbol of friendship, but also a strength that helped overcome natural difficulties. Jason slowly sits up, embracing Shadow even tighter, as if this gesture can convey all his gratitude and love for this faithful friend. The dog's fur becomes even more pleasant to the touch, and his warmth is transmitted to the owner, like a charge of invigorating energy. In Jason's eyes, there sparkles admiration and respect. He understands that in this snowy moment, Shadow was his savior and support, providing him not only with physical warmth, but also with moral support in the cold of winter. "Thank you, my friend," Jason whispers, as if these words of gratitude fly with the wind through the snowstorm. At this moment, gratitude transforms into a warm wave of appreciation, enveloping both of them, creating an invisible but strong bond. In response, Shadow affectionately lifts his snout, expressing joy and satisfaction. He may not understand every word, but he feels an internal harmony and contentment, knowing that he could help his owner in a difficult hour. Amidst the sound of snowflakes, Jason and Shadow head towards their home in Aspen. The traces of their steps remain on the snowy path, like evidence of their joint overcoming of the winter storm. With each step, they approach their corner of warmth and comfort. The wind gently whispers to the trees, and the snow sparkles, yielding to the light of the street lamps. Returning home becomes like coming back to their sanctuary after the adventure. Jason feels the warmth of home already approaching him, driving away the remnants of the cold. Shadow, walking alongside his owner, reflects joy in his movements. His fur glows under the lamplight, and his eyes shine with loyalty and devotion. They have overcome difficulties together, and now their bond has become even stronger. As they reach the door, Shadow looks up at Jason, as if ensuring his well-being. They step over the threshold, and the warmth of home envelops them. Behind the closed door remains the winter whirlwind, but inside there is comfort and tranquility. Jason removes his frozen clothes and recounts his adventure to those who greet him. Looks of gratitude and amazement are replaced by smiles. Afterward, he turns to Shadow, his faithful savior, expressing his gratitude not only in words, but also with gentle caresses. Thus ends this challenging but significant adventure. Jason and Shadow return to their home, where they have together overcome the natural difficulties and strengthened their bond. On this winter evening, the house fills with their laughter and warmth. Their friendship becomes even stronger, and memories of this day in the storm will remain in their hearts forever.